You ever hear the sound of champagne bottles clinking and know deep in your bones, trouble's coming your way? That's exactly how this whole circus started for me. I'm standing at my kitchen window thinking maybe the neighbors are celebrating something until I spot a whole parade of SUVs with sparkling ribbons, HOA annual charity gala banners fluttering in the breeze. And there she is, the queen herself, in a hot pink blazer waving her clipboard around like she's directing traffic at the Oscars. That's Karen Bellamy, our HOA president, or as I call her, sheriff of absolutely everything. She's the kind of person who thinks every blade of grass in a 5-mile radius is under her command. Next thing I know, she's hollering through my front gate about how the community has voted to hold the big event right here on my ranch. I look her dead in the eye and say, "Karen, I didn't vote for anything, and unless you're planning on paying for parking, you'd better clear out." She laughs like I'm joking, points right at my driveway, and says she needs it empty for catering trucks. That's when I walk over, grab my lock, and snap it shut with a clang that cuts her smile right off. You should have seen her face, you know what I mean? Up to that point, it had been a peaceful morning. Horses fed, fence mended, coffee hot, then all this. My place sits just outside the perfectly trimmed lines of the subdivision which Karen's always hated. For years, she's tried dragging my property into her fiefdom, claiming my gravel road ruins the neighborhood's look. I always ignored her. But this wasn't a request. It was a declaration like she was issuing some royal edict. Her posse stands behind her, nodding like extras in a bad soap opera, while she reads off her plan tents in my pasture, catering in my barn, a dance floor by the corral, the mayor and local press invited to witness it all. I tell her the community center's available if she wants an event space. She waves me off. Too small. Your ranch looks better on camera. So I smile behind my sunglasses and say, "So does a locked gate." Her voice gets sharp, quick. Suddenly I'm uncooperative, selfish, unneighborly. I lean in and ask her to show me the bylaw that says she owns my land. She shuffles her papers, then switches tactics. The board voted unanimously. The folks behind her won't even look me in the eye. It's clearly her solo mission. I give her 5 minutes to leave before I call the sheriff. She gives me some smug line about having friends in city government. I tell her maybe they can explain trespassing laws. That wipes the smirk clean off her face. She stomps back to her SUV, and as she drives away, I notice neighbors peeking through their blinds, some impressed, some terrified. Everybody knows Karen's reputation. She's fined people for painting their door the wrong shade, sent nasty grams over lawn chairs, even made a family take down their swing set for being visually disruptive. But my ranch never part of her rules, and she hates that more than anything. Honestly, I'm leaning on my fence post laughing after she leaves, knowing this is just round one. Sure enough, an hour later, there's an urgent notice from the HOA in my mailbox. Karen claims my non-compliance is threatening community relations demands. I comply with all event planning directives, and the thing's printed on pink letterhead, official nonsense. I pin it to my barn wall like a hunting trophy and call the sheriff. The deputy chuckles, says they get complaints from the HOA about me every year, and as long as my property lines are recorded, I'm fine. I thank him and just for fun put an even bigger lock on the gate. Next day, Karen comes back, this time with a camera crew and HOA members waving clipboards. She accuses me of denying community access to shared land. I ask her to show proof it's shared. She turns to the camera. This is what we deal with, rude property owners who don't care about unity. I can't help but laugh, and the cameraman tries not to. I point at my private property sign and tell her, "Unity ends at this line, ma'am." She loses it, yells, "The party will happen with or without me." I tell her, "Then you'll be hosting it from the road." She's obsessed with control, but she doesn't know I've got every inch of this land documented, surveyed, and backed by law. By the following morning, my mailbox is stuffed with HOA envelopes, citations, warnings, community compliance directives. According to Karen, I'm causing emotional distress and ruining the event calendar. I just laugh, tack each letter up on my barn wall, and let her dig her own hole. Then the HOA's landscaper pulls up parking on my gravel. Kid looks nervous. He's been told to trim boundary shrubs for visibility. I tell him those shrubs are fine, but crossing the fence will make his leaf blower evidence. He bolts. That night I dig out every deed and survey I own, double-check everything, and call Carter, my friend and retired county assessor. Carter walks the fence line with me the next morning sipping coffee and says she's got no leg to stand on, but she won't stop until she's embarrassed. That sticks with me. Not 2 days later, another pink envelope appears. I don't even open it. Instead, I film the drop-off and store the footage. I'd already set up motion sensors and hidden cameras. If she wants a fight, she'll get one, but I'll win it with proof. That's when the twist hits. Darlene, one of Karen's own committee, pulls up in her minivan, looks around, and quietly tells me Karen's trying to rewrite the HOA charter to claim my road. Vote's supposed to happen Friday, she whispers. That's when I realize this isn't just harassment, it's a power grab. I pull the HOA charter, read every clause, and there it is. Jurisdiction ends at subdivision boundaries. My ranch sits on a separate plat predating the HOA by years. I print the clause, laminate it, and nail it right to my gate next to the private property sign. Later, Karen returns, camera rolling, yapping about community cooperation. I just point to the laminated law. Her assistant lowers the phone, Karen's voice cracks, and she storms off. That night, screenshots leak on the neighborhood forum, Karen bragging about taking over the ranch. Suddenly, most neighbors turn on her. The cracks in her authority start spreading. A few days later, HOA holds an emergency meeting. I show up, folder of deeds in hand, just as Karen's at the podium, blaming one selfish landowner for sabotaging the gala. Someone asks if she's got legal authority over my land. She dodges. I stand up and say, "Reviewed by what board?" The one that thinks private ownership is optional. Room goes silent. Karen tries to shut me down. I lay my survey and charter section on the table and say, "This property has never been and will never be under your jurisdiction." Darlene stands up waving copies of emails from Karen instructing the board to put my ranch on the event map. The room erupts. Neighbors demand her resignation. Karen adjourns the meeting in chaos, but the damage is done. From there, it's just dominoes. The HOA board suspends Karen pending a financial audit. The deputy swings by, lets me know they've had complaints about me harassing the HOA. He grins and says, "Keep those recordings safe." The following weekend, Karen moves the gala right up to my fence, tries to use my ranch as a photo backdrop. I sit on my porch camera running, watching as she drags tables and speakers to the property line. I step out, phone recording, and warn, "You're one stake away from breaking the law." She screams. I smile and say, "Smile, Karen, you're on camera." The music stops. Guests stare, and Karen realizes she's just filmed her own downfall. After the gala, Karen files complaints accusing me of sabotaging the community event, but my footage tells the truth. The sheriff calls, says my videos are airtight. Later, an anonymous envelope arrives, HOA financials with the gala paid from community funds, no approval. I hand everything to my attorney, Helen, who drafts a cease and desist. Karen receives it, then posts online accusing me of attacking the HOA presidency. But now neighbors are telling their own stories. Fines, intimidation, neglected maintenance, and the rebellion spreads. Corinna's empire crumbles. The next HOA meeting is a storm. Neighbors confront her about money defamation, her abuses. She cracks, yells, storms out, then confronts me in the parking lot saying I've ruined her life. I calmly hand her the cease and desist. "You already tried to sue me. It didn't work." She stares lost and walks away. Within days, the board votes to dissolve her presidency. Phil drops by with pastries, grinning, says they're finally rewriting the bylaws. The sheriff swings by, confirms Karen's final complaints have been tossed. Kids are playing in the cul-de-sac again. The HOA office is locked up for good. Then come the news vans, Karen caught for misusing $15,000 in community funds. The county recommends charges for fraud. Her downfall is splashed across social media, her supporters silent. Neighbors who used to avoid me now stop by, bring bread, Say thank you for reminding them that saying no isn't rude, it's necessary. Weeks pass, the ranch grows quiet. The scars fade, fences get mended, the land heals. Karen's house sells fast. A new family moves and the Keep Lawn uniform signs get pulled up and replaced with flowers. Darlene tells me the last of the HOA is dissolving. Nobody wants control anymore. Some nights I sit on the porch lantern, glowing Max at my feet, and think about how all it took was one locked gate, a little patience, and a stubborn no. People like Karen think community means control, but real community is built on respect, on boundaries that hold on neighbors who look out for each other, not rule over them. The world keeps spinning. Corinna disappears, maybe off to another state to try her tricks elsewhere. The land holds steady, the lock gleams under the stars, and for the first time in ages, peace feels like it belongs here. The story will fade in the headlines, but around here they'll always remember. Sometimes all it takes to win is to stand your ground, keep your head, and let arrogance bury itself. So tell me, where do you stand? Have you ever had to fight for your own fence line? Drop a comment, share your story, or just let me know if you'd have handled Karen any differently. And hey, if you believe in peace and boundaries, hit subscribe. This ranch is always open for good neighbors.